What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, thanks for coming back. So today we are starting the project, the Centurion, the crew cab dually. We are getting started on it and I'm so excited about it. So today's gonna be more of a just kind of taking stuff off of this thing, making it look a little bit better. The main things that I want to get done today is I want to get rid of the front bumper at least and put the 2017 that I have on, and then get rid of the back bumper as well as that mullet thing or whatever. Get rid of that too, just to, you know, like I said, make it look a little bit better, at least more of my style. So let's get right to it. Let's get this thing off. Also, before we get started, I do want to give everyone that watched that last video, the last couple of videos, a huge thanks. I did take quite some time off of YouTube and I wasn't posting very regularly, which I am trying to do now, post every Thursday, and it's kind of hard with the algorithm. It really punishes you when you don't post. But you guys have really been watching those last couple of videos, really interacting, leaving comments and all that stuff, and I really appreciate it. It really helps the channel, and if you want to keep helping it, all you gotta do is just drop a like, leave a comment. It'll really help my videos keep getting pushed out, especially this new rig. I'm really excited to get this build going, and definitely the more of you that I have helping out with supporting the video and watching the videos really helps. So again, thank you so much, and let's jump right back into the video. Okay, so like I said, the first thing we're gonna do is remove this bumper, which should be pretty easy if it's anything like all the other bumpers, which it should be. It's only 2 bolts on each side, which you can see maybe right there. Yeah. So those 2 nuts actually on either side is really all that holds your bumper on, which is actually why a lot of these OBS bumpers sag so bad, because they don't have really enough support holding them on. And over time they can sag, or you can catch them with your tires. Just different things can really make them sag. If you see the new bumpers, I'll show you, they have a lot more support built into them. And even though I'm not gonna be using tow hooks yet on this thing, I have to find some. I am gonna be using the HD brackets because they'll give just that much more secure of a grab. And I'll show you all this stuff once we get it ready for this thing. But first, like I said, we're gonna take this off. Okay guys, real quick, before we get started, I already added this to the end of the video, but I figured that you guys would wanna know at the beginning. I'm actually gonna have a bumper bracket sale on blowingdiesel.com. 15% off of any of the bumper brackets. Just use code Centurion10. It'll be right here. Again, that'll be for just this week. So go ahead, go to the website, get your brackets, and let's get back to the video. Okay guys, we got the bumper off of this truck, and let me show you basically what it looks like without the bumper, just in case you've never taken it off. Pretty simple. This is basically all it is. The bumper, sorry, gets held into these 2 brackets on the frame with 2 bolts on each side. Pretty basic. Basically, the way my brackets work is they utilize these stock mounting locations and the stock mounting location on your bumper bracket. These are actually my brackets, just in case you've never really seen them. These are the HDs. They've got this nice welded tab on there that basically holds on to right here. You have to drill in 2 more holes. But these things will give you the best results in your truck. And again, they're mostly all bolt in, unless you get the HDs, which you got to drill 2 more holes. But in my opinion, they're the best way to go, because it makes your bumper super solid. And if you plan on using the tow hooks, you definitely need those, because it gives you that extra strength of 4 more bolts on this thing. It basically doubles your bolts. I really wouldn't trust these things to really hold anything, especially if you do the tow hooks. You gotta cut these things pretty much right here. All you gotta do is leave that weld. You gotta make sure that you leave that weld that's back over here, and you got to cut all this off. Now, talking about cutting this off, I do actually offer another bracket. It's not on the website yet, but it's for trucks that have had these things cut off. So, you know, some guys get aftermarket bumpers that you have to cut this off to install them. So I have a bracket that has, like I said, basically another one of these that you drill 2 more holes into your frame, and that way you can install my bumper even if you don't have this bracket. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, so right now we're not gonna really cut anything off the frame or anything. We are gonna mock up the brackets on here, and this thing we actually do have to take off, so we're going to take this off on both sides. Once all of that is ready, we'll bring the bumper fit it in place, see how it looks, and see how much we have to trim. So let's get to that. Okay guys, so this is where we're at. We got the brackets on there. They're just hand tight, both sides. These sides, the tab obviously doesn't have the bolts here. They're not drilled or anything. This is just mocked up, and like I said, everything just hand tight. We also went ahead and removed these little plastics off of the truck right there, because it will be in the way. And we're also gonna have to cut this lip right here a little bit. I just gotta see how much. So basically we're ready to come to bring the bumper, mock it up on here, see how it looks, see what we gotta cut, and yeah. Okay guys, so I got my bumper right here, and to start off we're gonna remove a few things. Basically these plastics, which basically go in the same spot that those plastics that we took off go. And it's just a few of these Christmas tree pins, or whatever you want to call them. Anyways, we're gonna remove all of these, and for now, since I'm not running the tow hooks yet, I am gonna be removing this plastic just to do as little trimming on the frame as I can right now. We'll see how much we can get away with. We might not have to do anything, but like I said, we'll see. Anyways, I'll check back in once we have all of this stuff removed. Okay guys, so we got both of those plastics removed, and this thing is pretty much ready to, you know, I guess do its first test run. Before I forget though, this is the bracket basically that you have to make sure that your bumper comes with. These 4 holes is what those brackets bolt onto. Basically anything else you don't need, like that bracket or anything else, but except these 2 brackets, you gotta make sure that they are on your bumper. Anyways, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead, test fit this thing, see how it fits. Like I said, we are gonna have to trim a few other things, but I want to see how much. That way we don't, you know, cut more than we need to. Anyways, I'm gonna do that, and then hopefully the next clip will be with this thing on the truck. Okay guys, so as you can see, we got pretty much all of this cut off on both sides. I'm gonna go ahead, try the bumper on again, and see how it fits. Okay, so totally forgot that you also gotta take these brackets on the corners of the bumper. But it's pretty easy, just 2 13mm bolts on the top and bottom. Okay guys, this thing is on, and if I'm being honest, this thing looks pretty freaking gangster. Like, with how low the truck sits and this bumper, even that visor, like it looks pretty damn gangster. But it turned out pretty good. It's on there pretty much perfect. The fit, everything, basically like I said, perfect. It's a little tight, but it's not gonna rub. I think I would have to be pretty flexed and turned a little bit for it to rub, but it's good enough. The tires are some 265/75 R16s, and obviously the truck's 2-wheel drive on some pretty much completely sagged out suspension, so it's a little bit tight, but like I said, it's not gonna rub. And as far as frame horns, if you don't want to cut them, it is an option to just leave them as is. It's not gonna look as good because they are gonna be poking out just a little bit, so just a very little bit. But what you can do to kind of hide them is just paint all of this black in there, and it will really hide them really well, actually. But yeah, like I said, it looks really good. I am gonna come back and like I said, once I find some tow hooks, I'm gonna come back, cut the frame. Basically how you have to cut it is basically flush with my bracket. So this right here is my bracket. Basically cut it flush right there, or a little bit more this way. It's just like I said, leave the weld on the back of this bracket on. But yeah, looks super good. I'm super happy with the way that it turned out. Obviously, as you can see, it's not fully installed. I only have 1 bolt on each side, and I haven't drilled the other 2 holes on the tab. But I'm gonna leave it like that for now because it's all pretty easy stuff. Like I said, the hardest part is aligning it, and it's already really well, nice and aligned. I don't know if I said this, but on these bolts right here, I have washers and spacers between my bracket and the frame. So basically on the top, I have 2 washers between my bracket and the frame, and on the bottom I have 1 washer. Now I guess you could go one and none, but I like that little bit of extra spacing that it gives you. And that's the same way that I have it on my truck, the single cab. 2 on top, 1 in the bottom, and that gets it basically perfectly aligned, as you can see. That's the way that I like it. but that's something that you have to play with. Basically, like I said, mock everything up, throw some washers on. I would start with that combo, see where that gets you. If it's not perfect, how you like it, add or subtract washers until you get to a fit that you like. Once it's pretty close, go ahead and get these two tight, as well as however many bolts you have the bumper tight. Once everything's tight and you checked again that your gap is how you like it, like I said, if you really play with this, you can get it perfect. Like that's pretty damn perfect if you ask me. You just have to play around with it. But yeah, once everything's nice where you like it and it's nice and tight, definitely make sure that these two are nice and tight. Then go ahead and remove your bumper, leave the bracket on, come back, drill your holes, install those, get them tight, and then put the bumper back on, and it should be perfect. But now, like I said, it's getting pretty late and it's Wednesday, and I want to post this video tomorrow, so we're gonna move on to the next thing. Again, like I'm pretty happy with that. You guys get the idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the mullet, or whatever you're gonna call it, thing that's in the back, and if we still have time, we'll move on to the rear bumper, but we'll see. Also, another thing that I think I might play around with on this truck is installing the lower valence on it. I think, like I said, with the whole look of this truck, the valence will look pretty mean on it. I just think that it would really match the whole aesthetic of the truck. I never ran it on the single cab just because that thing was more of like an aggressive off-roady look. I don't think the valence looks too good in that situation. But with this being more of a like a street, you know, build, you know, like it's never gonna be like super lifted or anything. Plus, just the look of the truck, it being a crew cab dually, I think the valence will look pretty cool in this. But anyways, like I said, we are gonna remove this thing, and I gotta see what all I gotta remove. It looks like it has one carriage bolt right there. Let me see. Yeah, so I gotta take off one right there, and it looks like two on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead, do that real quick, and we'll see how it looks. And there we go, guys. Okay, it's a little bit windy, so hopefully this works out, but it is off, and to be honest, it looks kind of naked from this side, but when you really step back and look at it, it looks way better, at least in my opinion. I love the way that it looks without it. When I first saw the truck for sale, that's like one of the things that I hated about it, but seeing it like this, I actually really like it now. I always really liked it, but I just like it that much more. Like I said, it just looks way more gangster now. And believe it or not, and I'm kind of shocked about this too, but I actually am starting to like that visor. It's starting to grow on me. Like the whole look of the truck right now, the way that it is, it looks kind of gangster, you know, like not having that mullet or whatever there, the bumper. It looks really cool, and I actually like how low it sits. It's not gonna stay this low for long at all, but for now I think it looks really good. Like I'm really happy with it. And there's still for sure a lot more things that I gotta do to this thing. Like I said in the previous video when I first showed it, these things are definitely gonna go. Probably the diamond plate too. I gotta pull it off and see in what condition the bed rails are underneath. A lot of times when people put these things on, it just completely destroys the bed rail underneath. It basically just scratches it up a lot. So yeah, I'll have to see how it looks underneath that. And we are for sure gonna try and put the Super Duty bumper on the back of this thing too. But unfortunately for today, we are out of time. I have to go do some things inside, and I also have to edit this video before I post it tomorrow. So it kind of sucks that we didn't get to finish everything that I wanted to, but at least for right now, I'm really happy with the way that it turned out, the way that it looks. I'm super excited for the rest of this build. Oh, and one thing, I've been getting a lot of comments about people wanting to buy stuff. Pretty much stuff as soon as it comes off, it's going to be for sale. So that bumper, the way it is with the light bar, everything is for sale, as well as that thing. But no shipping on any of this stuff. I don't want to be dealing with shipping on this stuff, especially with the cost of it. So whoever can come get it here first, I'll give you a hell of a deal on it. I just want to get it out of here. You just have to come pick it up. But yeah, everything's going to be for sale, like I said, as soon as I take it off. I do like the way that the visor looks now, but that is going to be coming off once we do more body work on this thing, as well as the handles. All that's going to come off, as well as the mirrors. I'm not sure though. I think I might use at least the good ones on my truck, because mine are pretty beat up, although this one's not in that much better of a shape. This thing is going to get Duramax mirrors on it. So in the last video that I made, I got a few comments of guys saying that I should keep this thing, the Centurion, the way that it is. You know, there's not that many of them, and you're right, there's not that many of them, but in my opinion, the only Centurion that's really desirable or collectible are like the Broncos, the 4-door Broncos. Those are the ones that in my opinion are really desirable and collectible. These things, at least in this condition, they're not, and I don't want to go through the effort of restoring it, painting it again this color, having to find the decals or have someone make them for me. It's just not worth it. Like I said, I think it looks cool, but it's also not really my style, or at least not what I'm going for. And like I said, I'm gonna have to do a lot of body work. If I wasn't doing all the things that I want to do to it, like if I wasn't putting the Duramax tow mirrors, if I wasn't fixing that fender, like if that fender was in good shape, and I didn't have to do a lot of body work to it, I would probably you know, fix this paint, you know, do a paint correction on it and make it look nice again. But since we are gonna have to do body work anyways, you know, we have to, like I said, install the Duramax tow mirrors, take those things off, take the visor off, fix both fenders. It's gonna be already a lot of body work and having to paint everything, and it's probably not gonna match. So in my opinion, it's just not worth it. I'd rather do a really cool build with this thing. And I really would like to know what color you guys think would look nice on this thing. I'm open for anything. I really don't know. I'm still not sure what I want to go with. On the OBS, I am 99% sure what I'm gonna do with it. But on this thing, I still don't have a single idea what I want to do to it. Like I said, the interior will probably get redone too, so it doesn't have to do any. It doesn't have to be anything that matches with the interior, because that's gonna get redone as well. But yeah, guys, I'm super excited for this build. I think that this looks awesome right now. It sucks that I couldn't finish it completely, but like I said, I'm gonna have to go back to it anyways, because I have to get the tow hooks and then all the plastics that cover all of this. Just to make it look, you know, really nice. Again, make sure you get your brackets at blowingdiesel.com. And just for this video, we're gonna do a 15% discount just for this week on all of the bumper brackets. Just use code Centurion10. I still don't know how to say that. Am I saying it right? Centurion. Anyway, Centurion10. I'll have it right here. Just use that code on my website for a 15% discount on any of the brackets. Because again, like I said, I'm super excited for this build, but it's definitely gonna take money. So the more we get to be able to build this thing, you know, the faster we'll get it done. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Not a lot, but at least we got started on it. Again, leave any comments down below. Again, go to the website, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you for the next one.